Hello and welcome to Digital Disruptors. I'm Gabriella Power. In this series, we'll celebrate the Australians who are changing the world, one groundbreaking innovation at a time. ACS has been serving the needs of the information communications technology industry across Australia for over 50 years.
ACS is the society which represents and includes in membership IT professionals from across Australia. We're very strongly in favour of professional standards, of course. Now, in terms of disruption, we ourselves have a mandate, we call it a catalyst, to help out and to try and expand the ICT economy, the economy generally through ICT in Australia. But more importantly, we have a mandate to help IT professionals become the best they can at working in that economy. And one of the areas they can become the very best is in disruption, is in having the skills necessary to disrupt and having the backing and stuff.
And why is it important that we recognise these tech disruptors?
Look, I think my view is that a lot of people don't always place ICT as one of the core sectors that the country has to offer. We hear about mining, we hear about resources, we hear about tourism, but actually in Australia we have one of the most burgeoning ICT sectors, tech sectors and startup sectors. I think it's really important to recognise that we are leaders in that. In some parts of the ecosystem, we're actually like the best in the world.
And while the Digital Disruptor Awards recognises companies and organisations, the ICT Professional Awards aim to celebrate those individuals who single-handedly promote and contribute to the tech industry.
So that category is like the big time category, if you like. It's for people who have shown excellence in the professions. And so I know that we had quite a number of nominations this year, and those people were phenomenal. There were some incredible nominees because they were all really good. But they showed tenacity, enthusiasm, and a real pursuit for excellence in the technology space, which is actually what this award is all about.
We're looking at ICT professionals, the heads of industry who've done great things, role models for others. We're looking at the young ICT professionals, those who've done wonderful things in early careers. We'd like to map their journeys and they can inspire other young people to enter the profession. We're looking at organisations, of government organisations, not-for-profits, corporates, and looking at the importance of tech innovation and use of AI and data in government, in delivery of services, in making companies competitive, and really showcasing those who help, the consultants, the tech startups and scale-ups, all those who sort of feed that ecosystem of success and capability.
So, who are some of those emerging ICT superstars?
So my name is Chelsea Abel and I am a Senior Solution Consultant at ServiceNow. So my role in the ICT industry is to partner with government leaders and help them to find solutions to problems that they're facing. So we go in at the initial stages of a project and we work with them to understand their problems, and then we come back as a team and we gather all of the specialists here together and we come up with a solution that we think is going to be the best fit for them. I'm so humbled to be a finalist. I think what it means to me is that you don't have to be writing lines of code or soldering a circuit board to be somebody that can bring value to the industry. You can have an expert level view of business processes and bring that knowledge, or you can be a great leader of people and bring that knowledge and still be a very, very valued member. So I think, for me, it really just means that you don't have to be extremely technical, even though those are very important roles too.
Despite not writing lines of code or soldering circuit boards, Chelsea is vital in her field of ICT as a positive role model in the workplace.
I think I've had so many positive female role models that have helped me to become more confident and to encourage me to, take the steps that I have in my career. And I really hope that I can be that for someone one day. The biggest influencing factor in a female feeling comfortable in the ICT industry is that they have positive role models and that they have people to look up to. And on another note, I think the underrepresentation of women and also other minorities in the people that work in the ICT industry means that we're going to have underrepresentation in those digital solutions that are being built, and that level of unconscious or even conscious bias that's built into those solutions is, it's a responsibility of everybody to try to decrease that as much as possible.
This upholding ethical standards is also a common objective of all the nominees.
I'm Dr. Mahendra Samravik. I'm the Manager of Data Science and Analytics in the Australian Red Cross.
And what does it mean to be nominated for the ICT Professional of the Year award?
This award gives us awareness that communities will receive awareness and visibility of what we do towards humanity and social justice. So I think this award will be really important for us to execute our future strategies by collaborating and partnering and enhancing volunteer capabilities, and it will add a lot of value to our brand and build trust and advocacy of the society. I think in that all these aspects, and ACS is well-recognized organizations having this unique 2 awards is really impressive.
If I look at Dr. Mahendra, for instance, he's actively involved and senior in AI, so artificial intelligence and data science. So that's a real now kind of area. Has very rich experience in that field. Has worked with a wide range of people and cultures and technologies, as well as from the governance perspective. He's an author, an inventor, mentor and regular speaker. So he was somebody who, to me, was leading some incredible strategies, and including for the Australian Red Cross.
Building capabilities for social justice and sustainability, diversity and equity inclusion is all part of the ICT landscape.
My name is Srishta. People also call me Sid here in Australia. I'm the co-founder and chief product officer of Vericon. It's a construction tech startup based out of Australia. Every year, construction companies lose billions of dollars because of ineffective cost management systems. That's where Vericon comes into play. So we help construction companies reduce their financial risk by providing them access to real-time visibility over their project cost information from field straight to the office.
But Sid's contribution is far more impactful than solving real-world problems in the construction industry.
Being a migrant from Nepal, I feel lucky for the opportunity that I have at the moment. I hope my nomination would inspire and encourage other migrants, international students, as well as like all the ICT professionals to dream big, pursue their dreams, and actually take risks. I want to use the power of tech to make positive impact in the wider community. In addition, I also want to help and support startup founders and entrepreneurs that's trying to use tech to solve real-world problems. That's something that drives me, and hopefully I can get there in the future.
At ACS have the skills migration program where we are actually for and on behalf of the Australian government. We assess skills of individuals for migration purposes into Australia. So, you know, we're seeing firsthand some of the incredible talent that is coming in, but we also see the incredible talent that we have on shore. So it's about making sure that there's a balance. You know, one of the things we've seen during the pandemic is we've actually seen with the borders closed, that people have not really been changing jobs a lot. So there's been a stagnation in the market. What we need is people coming into the market. So as we see that flow, people are prepared to go and look for other jobs, and they will move up the ranks and somebody will come in and take that role. But we need that local movement as well as the international movement to make that happen. And ACS is very much a part of that.
Coming up, the everyday Australians who are changing the world in which we live through technology. Welcome back to Digital Disruptors. Now we'll take a look at the homegrown innovators, disruptors and tech superstars who are literally changing the world. What makes Australia the best in the world?
Well, I think we're always looked upon as sort of the underdog. Everyone keeps saying, well, we're a small country, small population, we've got these traditional sectors, but the have-a-go attitude and the fact that tech is so hot now, and also the fact is that technology now supports a lot of the traditional industries.
They really are changing the world by what they do. What they do is extraordinary. You know, they are working in the AI sector, they're working in spaces where, for instance, in the Red Cross and the AI area. AI is really interesting because even the United Nations has said this is a way that the Sustainable Development Goals can be achieved by the use of data and AI. And if we look at how we all do our banking, for instance, that's changing the world if we can suddenly do it on our app and feel secure that we're doing it on an app, on our phone or on a tablet.
I'm Warren Millward and I'm Principal Technical Lead at Westpac.
Can you tell us about your role at Westpac?
It's quite a varied role. I guess at the base of it, it's pretty much the technical responsibility for the Westpac banking apps.
What's the importance of your role in the ICT industry?
One of the things I do is bring graduates in. I've got a graduate starting shortly, and I've got 2 cooperative students from University of New South Wales doing industry experience. So it gives them experience of the full range of what programming is. And as for the rest of the industry, I guess that the fact that we do an app, it's award-winning. The app has, we've spent a lot of time on accessibility, so people with poor motor skills or blind people, deaf people and so on can use the app without any problems.
So you've been able to see how the app's really making a difference?
Oh, absolutely. Not only that, it's not just makes a difference in the ICT industry, it makes a difference to people's lives. This is the Westpac banking app. Millions of people use it, and having it work faster, work more easily, less taps to do things, it actually makes a big difference to people's lives. It might only be a minute or 2, but it makes things easier, and that's important to them.
Is that what you love most about what you do, or what makes you so passionate about the ICT industry?
Oh, number 1 is people development. That's the number 1 thing. And then the second thing, of course, is making a difference to people's lives is huge to me.
You must be very proud to see that.
Oh, enormously proud, and a little bit overwhelmed by the number of awards that the app has won and how well it's been received.
Making a difference to people's lives through technology and its applications is a common objective for all ICT professionals. One of the best ways to become successful is to solve big and relevant problems in the real world, right? And hopefully for most of the software companies, it's usually deployed as in the form of a product, and hopefully a product that solves an actual problem and something that your customers are willing to buy. In this today's world, it's getting even more challenging given how your clients and customers are empowered with data like never before. This is why I think it's really important for companies to build product with great experiences that meets the need of your clients. I see ourselves as a stabilizing connective tissue between tech and users, right? We help companies and technologies and tech teams and engineering team to kind of come together and hopefully build a customer-first organization.
If you don't have the right technology, the implementation of the project can be held back. So we we really focus on getting that right up front. And an example of this is, ServiceNow was the platform of choice for the New South Wales vaccination program. So they have run everything on ServiceNow, so they allow citizens to book their vaccination appointments, and then all the way through to sending that information to the Australian Immunisation Register. And being someone who lives in New South Wales, it was kind of cool when I went and got my vaccination. I was, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, wow, all of my information is going to be sitting on ServiceNow. Even when I went and downloaded my, my vaccination pass, and for the first time, I was thinking, that's really cool that the company that I work for is supporting that program.
Charity is a very unique business sector which focusing the sustainability and the humanity, and I wanted to do a real contributions to humanity by looking the data related to charity. And AI is identified a fundamental capability that future sustainability. It says like 79% of the United Nations Sustainable Goals can be achieved through AI. Now my interest is like working with Red Cross is serving humanity and explore opportunities, driving future-focused strategy in AI innovations, and do the relevant transformation that future can flourish. So in that sense, I and my team really proud that we deliver that value. We create genuine contribution to the society towards sustainability and social justice. So at the same time, my team is really motivated these awards because these are really renowned awards in the industry.
Congratulations on the nomination, ICT Professional of the Year Award. What was your reaction when you heard the news?
I got an email and I read it and I didn't believe it. I read it again and I actually started shaking. I was so excited, and I must have read it 10 times just to make sure, because I still didn't believe it. And I ran out and I was telling everyone, hey look, I got through to the last 3, I'm a finalist, wow. And that's as good as winning, really, to be one of the 3 chosen for that position. It's overwhelming.
It must mean a lot.
It means an awful lot to me.
So what is the importance of receiving a Digital Disruptor nomination as an emerging or established ICT Professional of the Year?
If the industry is really recognising those people, those organisations, those projects which are fantastic and which merit the awards that we're talking about here in the Disruptor Awards, then that allows the whole industry to feel that they're contributing to the economy in a way that I think otherwise isn't the case. It's an opportunity for the industry to stand up and say, look, our industry is really contributing to the disruption and the economy, contributing to the furtherance of the economy.
The ACS has been running these Digital Disruptors Awards for the last 7 years, and it's really all about showcasing excellence and brilliance, showing innovation, bringing economic benefit, prosperity, and enabling companies to do great things. And also, it's about us supporting the tech sector and helping people, find each other. So it's about that. It's celebrating what we do best in Australia and supporting and encouraging.
And why is it so important to support and encourage those Australians who are doing so well in the tech sector?
So I think at the end of the day, it's about us doing better in Australia in the tech economy. This is kind of critical now to our competitiveness internationally, to the well-being of our businesses and lifestyles. We really have to be a successful tech economy. And Australia has been so-so. We've been an average performer across the OECD, across our competitors, and we need to keep up. We need to keep ahead. And so we need to do everything that we can to be a more successful nation in the innovation and in the tech development and the uptake of technology across all industries. So that's what it's all about. We're here to celebrate, to encourage, to showcase, and to inspire.
What's the most difficult part part about being a judge?
Oh, I think the most challenging part of probably being a judge is actually, well, one, it's, you know, having to be, unfortunately, a little bit tough on the applications and the applicants, because it's such a rigorous process. I mean, we want to weed out the best of the best,
yeah.
and so I suppose the most tough is the disappointment that some people may face by not becoming a finalist or not becoming, you know, a winner, and yet, you know, they put a lot of effort into it. But it's a really competitive process. The standards, the criteria have to be upheld, and we have a certain process. It is a challenge when you've got such really top quality applicants and you can't even decide, and you want to do it in the most objective way against the criteria and the quality that we set in the ACS Disruptors Awards.
These people are outstanding, and to me it's so important to feel that your work has been recognised. Being recognised, some people say, oh, you know, I don't really need to be recognised, but my gosh, it makes a huge difference. And it also shows that those people can be fantastic role models for those aspiring coming along. The next, I don't want to say the next generation, because it's not necessarily the next generation, because some of these disruptors are very young folk and some of them are quite old. So, you know, we again, it's about the career trajectory, isn't it? It's to me, I'm anti-ageist, so as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if you're an 18-year-old disruptor or an 80-year-old disruptor. But I think it's that's one of the things that it's really important that we recognise, regardless of where you are on your career trajectory, if you have done excellent work, we should be recognising that excellent work, which will not only encourage you, but it will encourage all of those around you to take the next step. I'm just amazed at some of the work that people have done and continue to do. Some of them are real superheroes without wearing capes.
That's all for this series of Digital Disruptors. We'll be celebrating the innovators and tech superstars with the 2022 ACS Digital Disruptors Awards. Thanks for your company.
This program brought to you by ACS.